Alright, we're in Fairbury, and we're pushing and pulling today in the SkyMaster. I don't know if this thing is even going to work in Flight Sim 2024. We're going to give it a go and see. Our next place we're headed is to a tiny runway in Chester, Nebraska. So I believe this is going to be another farm. Then we'll do a very short hop to Hebron. But yeah, up next, 18 miles away. Let's see if this thing will even operate as we need it to. We're going to have to taxi through the grass here. Yeah, maybe we can get it turned. Cool. Alright. So yeah, it's got some really tinted glass on it. But we'll live with that. Looks like the GPS is just a little funky and kind of getting a few little hiccups. I know that this thing hasn't been fully updated at all, so hopefully it's not too bad. If it is, though, I'll just restart in something else, but let's go fly it and see what happens. Alright, a little slow up. Really slow up. Okay. Oh, the sound is making me want to throw up. It reminds me of flying when I was a kid. Not in this, but in a 210 and 182, and yeah, the sound, there's something to it that just, when they get it right in game, it really brings back those horrible memories. Plus the tint of the glass. Alright, let's get lined up and go find this place. The interior looks really good, though. Let's get this thing trimmed out. There we go. Alright, so bring the RPMs back. There we go. Alright, so we are pushing both engines to the limit. Ooh, just did a weird little resonance there. But yeah, strange little plane. It is really doing something odd. Let's pull the rear back. Just getting a very weird vibration with the engines, two engine sounds working against each other. Seeing if I can pull that out. Throttle back the rear. Alright, it's a little better. We're holding speed. We're 6.5 minutes out, 14 miles out. This is one of our longer flights. And then we'll do one of our shorter flights to, well, although the Pawnee City one was pretty short from that farm, but I think this one might even be shorter. I think they're about a mile off of each other. But we're doing 130. I don't think this thing's going to need too much space to land. It is obviously heavier with 2 engines on it. But, yeah, we are now southwest of Fairbury. And, continuing on with this NRST. We've gotten actually pretty far west. I think... Yeah, I'm not sure where we'll be going next. Looks like there's a few farms around the area. E35, it's got a couple of lakes right around it. I'm sure to put that into our tracker so that I don't backtrack later on down the road, since there's going to be hundreds of these if I continue on past a few episodes of this. But I am going to continue to just hop from plane to plane on it. I'm enjoying doing that. Like I said, it's all going to be some smaller stuff. What is this? I have no idea. Yeah, so 8.5 miles out, 4 minutes out. Trying to spot these little lakes that should be coming up ahead of it. Possibly that, and that. So somewhere back here is our runway, which means that our other airport that we're going to be going to is somewhere just over here. And we very well could be missing some of the farm airports, just because from plane to plane it seems sometimes it has the info and sometimes it doesn't. But we will hit at least all the public airports, unless we somehow miss one. Which that could be a possibility if we do a big circle around it somehow and never actually get to the nearest. I'll have to double check near the end of this if we get that far on what we got. Man, this is gonna be one of those that's gonna be kind of difficult to spot. Try to look it up on Google Maps as well. But it should be over here. No idea directions of the runway. I guess north-south. Cool. Alright, that helps. So we can just head this way a little bit. Let's kick up our RPMs and try to spot where this runway is, and then we'll probably have to loop around. So again, most likely along a road, but I was wrong about that last time I said it, so. You're nearly lined up with it. I'm not seeing it. Is it that next to the road? Yeah, it could be that. Alright, I think that lines up as well. Alright, let's figure out how hard this is to land. Yeah, alright, that's it. Gotta burn off a bit of speed here and altitude. I'm gonna go full flaps because we've got a very, very, very short runway here. Is that it? I mean, that's the only thing that I'm seeing that looks like it, but I'm second guessing myself because now I'm seeing that on the next row up as well. And it's kind of looking off center from, can't zoom in any further. I don't see anything in that direction, although it's saying that we're going past it now. I don't think that's it. Alright. Abort. Swing around and take another look. Yeah, it looked more field-like and just a anomaly that it was kind of colored different at that point. I think I got into the idea that it was there, so I thought that that would be it. But let's turn back this way, because you kind of got the same effect right there as well. You know what? I mean, is it over here? Because, yeah, you get that effect at each road. Is it that little strip there? Man, I don't know. I'm gonna say we're just gonna skip out on this one and head up to Hebron, because it's pretty much the same distance. We went to this, but I was not seeing it. And yeah, I think we can just get away with not landing there. Do we have landing gear as well? Shit. We've been wasting fuel and speed. Alright. Let's just power up to over here. What do we got for a runway? We've got 30. We will land at that. Am I gonna have another hard time finding an airport? There it is. Okay. Alright. Yep, I know. Gear. I get it. Yeah, I don't know where that other runway was. Maybe someone can point it out to me, but nothing was standing out. Maybe it was that little tiny strip. We flew over it. This one we found. And apparently there's something just north of this as well, but I think it is probably helipad. Probably a hospital. I don't even understand what those numbers are because it's like extra numbers. Or it's just bad data and a repeat of this airport. Well, I'm trying to get down. There we go. Finally got a red. Can we land smoother than the last video? Ooh. Okay. A little smoother. Let's taxi down to the other end of the runway. Let's pull up nearest. But we're not going back to Fairbury. We're not going to Kansas. Definitely not going back to NE35. Let me put this in where are we? KH JH. All right, so OD6. Let me search that. That is not your 0D6. 0D6. That is not coming up as anything on here. 33 miles away. I have no idea what that would be. That's Beatrice. Nebraska 94. That is... where the hell is that? It's not even showing on the map. Well, I think based on the map here, 85 NE, did that show up anywhere? This thing is... Let's see if I can... I don't know where to go next. I guess... Let me double check that this is actually Nebraska. Superior? It's either going to be Superior or Geneva or Fairmont, but Superior looks closest. So I guess we go Superior. That's going to be 12K. Or does it have a different... I think it's got a different... Something's going on. No, it's 12K. Okay. Well, I don't know why it's not showing up on nearest. Let's go direct to 12K. There we go. That is 22 miles away. So we're going to skip over some farm. I think there's a couple of farms that we're skipping over, but I mean the last one was a complete failure in trying to find. So we will take off and head to Superior. So the nearest order was not working properly. Off the ground, gear up. And head in this direction. Stay at around 2,000. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a flight here, but the only thing on here, so we're right here, the only thing on here is 85NE. And who knows how small that is. I guess we can look it up here. Oh my God. We can switch over to it. They're both in the same direction and we're the closest. It's a 2,000 foot. Okay. Maybe stop there if we can find it. Can I put direct in there? Hardy, Nebraska. Alright, screw it. Let's go there. a little bit more of a turn. No big deal. We were headed in the right direction. Up in the clouds, we've somehow got up to 4,000 feet. Not paying attention. 14 miles out. Hopefully we can find this thing. I'm gonna go take a look at Google Maps real quick. Oh wow, this is a weird airport. Well, weird strip. If that is it. I think it is. 85 NE Airport. Obviously private use. It is turf, it says. North and south. But I think I see where it is. And it's like this dirt that just gets narrower and narrower into a field. Possibly. Or I'm just looking at the wrong thing. But based on everything that I'm seeing, I'm looking at the right thing. So I think this will be a flyover one again, because I'm guessing it's not quite. Shit, that looks like a runway there. Everything looks like a runway. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Wow, we went all the way up to 5,500. I know it's got altitude hold on it, but alright, let's not overspeed this. I think this is possibly Superior, or maybe that is. Yeah, this is Hardy then. Maybe? Yeah, looking at Google Maps though, this is definitely Farmer has a flat bit of area to take off from, and that's all that this is. And we're only 3 miles out, and so I've got to figure out where we're actually at. Yep. Is that Hardy? Yeah, I think this is the highway, and our airport, our strip, is right there. I see it. It's just, you're never gonna see it, but I see it. We'll go ahead and try to land here. Sorry, I'll kill the beeping soon. There's the runway. Alright, gear down now that we're low enough on speed. Click flaps. Oh, nearly perfect. Another click flaps. I don't know where the strip actually starts, because it does kind of narrow up as it goes into the center of the field. Be safe about it. If I need to abort it, I will. The end of it kind of ends right at the building, which I assume is the hangar. But it looks like they got a bit of pipe laying across, or it's the pivot, the center pivot. Yeah, it's the pivot. That's okay though. We'll land past that. And a little rough throwing it down there. We're down. And then it ends just right about here. They've got some stuff piled up on this end. Yeah, who knows if it's even active anymore. They've still got my grandpa's on here, and that has not been used in probably 20 years or more. But let's get back up in the air, and we will head to Superior now. If we can get this thing off the ground. We're running out of space. There's the pivot. We're up. Alright, over to 12K. Oops. Didn't want more flaps, want less flaps. Alright, that was 85 NE. And then 12K. This will be our 15th airport. 14th landing, since we only flew over the one. Somewhere over here is our airport. Maybe it's more in front of us. We'll just follow this road. Kind of looks like over there, but should see the runway. Oh, it's right there. Jesus, way closer than I thought. Alrighty. To Superior. Little floaty. Alright, that was good. Okay. Not perfect, but we didn't slam it on. Let's get it slowed down. I don't know if the taxiway is coming up. No, it looks like they are all the way at the end of the runways. And that will be it for this video. We didn't get to too many of them, but the gaps were... Shit, turn. The gaps were a little bigger on this one. Although we did waste some time looking for one as well, so... And sat and stared at the nearest setting, trying to figure out what the nearest airport was. We'll park it here. Call that good for the video. Thanks for watching.